and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Basia and I've been living in London for the past 4 years now. If you're coming back, thank you so much. And if you're new here, welcome. On this channel, I love showing you how we decorate, meaning me and my husband, how we decorate our 1860s flat. We recently checked that. I love showing you how we take care of it, how we decorate it, and I love showing you my day trips from London and discovering beautiful English countryside. And recently, we made a big update, which took a really long time to find. We swapped the table that we had before to a new one, and this table that we bought is antique. When I told my friends that we bought an antique table, they said, "Oh my gosh, did you spend a fortune on it?" I didn't realize, I forgot that even just a few years ago in my head, when somebody said, "Oh, I bought an antique," I thought it must be extremely expensive. We paid £350 for this table. With delivery, it was £370 for a table that's 150 years old, that extends, that's solid wood. I think that's a really good price. I'm talking about it and I didn't even show you the table. So maybe I'll show you the table now and then tell you more about it. Anyways, the agenda for this video today is that I want to show you a few antique pieces that we have in our flat, where we found them, just to tell you that buying secondhand, buying thrifting and antiquing is not a scary thing. It could be a great addition to your home. And other than showing you some of the antiques that I found, I'm going to show you a new addition to the flat that we had installed. It's a wardrobe, but let's start off with the table that I've been telling you about for the past few minutes and didn't even show you. Okay, so the table. This table came without chairs, so we're still using the chairs that we had from the previous table and one chair that we found actually at an antique fair. The original price of this table was £450, but oftentimes you can negotiate the prices. So we offered £100 less and we got accepted. And then it arrived and it was perfect. It also has like two parts that make the table extend. I'm going to show you photos of it. I think if we ever host Christmas, then we can extend it. The only problem is that we don't have chairs, but that we will figure out somehow. I really like it. Great thing. I love it. It is an antique, so that means it's been used. It's secondhand, so it has these little imperfections. I like to think about them as stories. It had a life before, and now I get to give it a bit more scratches and add our story to its story. Because I'm an old soul, I think that just speaks to me, and I love that. So here's to many more scratches on this antique table. This painting is one of my favorites that we own. When I went to a museum in Paris, the Museum d'Orsay, I just stood there in front of these paintings for hours, dreaming that one day I would love to own something similar. Little did I know that the next day that we went to the antique fair, I'm going to find something that resembles a very beautiful impressionist painting. And now it just sits on this wall and I get to enjoy my own little impressionist painting every day. And I really like it. Pro tip, if you go to antique fairs, always try to negotiate prices. 99% of the time they will agree, and especially if you're buying like more than one thing from them, you can have like a deal for two things. The next thing that I found, this time in Copenhagen, is this vintage Murano lamp. There's a store in Copenhagen called Miglior Fiori. I hope that's correct. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong. They sell vintage Murano lamps. That store is very expensive, but they had a sale. I think they do sales maybe twice a year. And because we were going to Copenhagen for a trip, it was like a perfect timing, because shipping to the UK would be very expensive. So since we were going to Copenhagen, I emailed them, I bought this lamp and I said, can we pick it up in person? Now it's here with us in London. Beautiful lamp. Yay. The next couple of pieces I found at an antique fair that's happening in London every second Tuesday of the month, something like that. You don't know yet, but I'm a little bit obsessed with vases for flowers. I asked the guy that was selling it how much it was, and he said £10. But again, you always have to negotiate, even if it's like a pound or two. So then I ended up buying it for £7 or £8. And it's so beautiful. Now it's one of my favorite flower vases that I have. This is not an antique one, but this one right next to it, I also found at the same antique fair that the painting that was in France, and I think I paid maybe €5 for the glass one. I love the wavy edges and how unique it is. I've never seen one like this before. I wish I got a second one. There were two, but I'm thinking maybe in September when we go, it will still be there, and I will get the second one, because I mean, I don't need the second one, I think, but maybe I do. Maybe I do. Or maybe if you find it before me, I hope you'll be very happy and you will enjoy your beautiful glass vase with a wave. If you're feeling more adventurous and you need some adrenaline in your life, I recommend going to the auction houses and trying to bid on pieces. This is an example of an auction that I won, the only one that I've ever won and bid on, because I didn't think I'm going to win. It's from Sweden. It's from 1944. So again, a very old, beautiful painting. Learn from my mistakes. If you bid, make sure that you're bidding on things that are in the United Kingdom, so you don't have to overpay for shipping, for example. I think it was worth it. It is nice. It is a perfect size for this gigantic wall. So maybe it was meant to be. Maybe me and this painting were meant to be together. I need to learn how to bid on things from the United Kingdom, not from Sweden. And this little box is one of my favorite finds of all times. I found this box on Facebook Marketplace, and I think it was, I don't know, 20 or 15 pounds, something like that. I know what you're gonna say. Oh, but I'm never this lucky and I can never find things like this on Facebook Marketplace. My experience with Facebook Marketplace is that you have to kind of train the algorithm. So the phrases that you look for, always use like vintage or antique, and then whatever you're looking for. Just put vintage key box. And I looked and looked and looked. It ended up on my page. We're so used to having things like this because of, you know, these next day deliveries, and everything is just one click away, which I think is such a shame, because then we lose the joy of the search and the excitement when it arrives. And then because, you know, I had to go and look for it for a few weeks, then when I finally found it, the appreciation, the excitement was even bigger. Don't get discouraged that you have to look for it, because once you find it, the excitement, the happiness will be all this greater. So cute. So this is the wardrobe that I told you about at the beginning of the video, and I think it is the sweetest baby blue color. It kind of looks gray on some days, sometimes it looks more baby blue, but it is blue. It added the storage that we really needed in this flat. Right now it's a bit messy. We didn't have a chance to properly put things away here yet. And because we decided to go for the color, for this particular color, we then decided to change color of the trims. They used to be yellow, you might remember from my previous vlogs, but now they're blue, and I think still it looks beautiful. I love the yellow, but I think blue adds that magic to this room. So if you've been following my little plant journey for a while, you know that we started with two flower, I don't know how you call them, beds. I'll just call them beds for now. So we had big heat waves in the UK, and I think the plants, because they were exposed to such sun and temperature, they just didn't make it. So I combined the ones that survived into one, and now we just have one. If you remember maybe from my first vlog, I started growing my tomatoes from seeds, and they're growing actually, but it's my first time growing tomatoes. It's cherry tomatoes to be exact. Maybe we have some experts in the house, so please help me out, because they grew very tall, but I still don't have any flowers. So I wonder, am I doing something wrong? Are they not supposed to be this tall? I repotted most of them to bigger pots, but I'm thinking, do they need more space, more light, less light? So please let me know, what am I doing wrong? Because I have no idea and would love some tips.